So I'm sitting there cooling it with my fish. I'm ready to flip over the phone, be like, and I told him I didn't want to come home with the fish, because this is like full hungry brothers in there, and I got this good smelling fish, I wasn't gonna make it home, at least not with the fish, One of us wasn't gonna make it, either the fish or me. So I said, it's good that I not get back in the car with some hungry brothers with this fish, right? So I'm sitting there cooling it, Captain Kirk. And so they said that this guy, right, who plays Captain Kirk, was actually in the movies. He was in the movies. His father was in the movies because his father played Chips, and his mother. He was in the movie as an as an unborn child. In one of the episodes, his mother, the guy's Captain Kirk, the new Captain Kirk, his mother was in the movie while she was pregnant, and she was getting in the cab. So this guy, before he was born, was in the movie set, in the film, playing a role in the film through his mother, because she was pregnant, One up for Captain Kirk, the new Captain Kirk. I mean, there's very few people in history who have been born on a job, doing a job before they were actually born. Very few. I won't mention his name. But, I wonder if he leaped in the womb when the camera actually he struck a pose. Anyway. That was so funny. I gotta catch my breath. Anyway, so this dude is literally born to be an actor, and that goes with my point that a lot of artists are born to do the job. I don't think that there's mistakes, Some of them get into it and they're onto it for another level for different reasons, but some are born into it. A Michael Jackson is born into it. A Beyonce is born into it. That's just the way it is. When you're doing stuff at 2 and 3 years old. And this cat was doing stuff before he was born on this movie stage in the film. So he is rightfully Captain Kirk. I'll give him, if anybody. And the thing I liked about the movie is that and I saw a review. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I saw a review, and the two guys that were giving the reviews, they said, well, it's more of a special effects movie. The other guy said, well, it's more of a character movie. The way they did the characters were phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. And so I really appreciate the character movies. It was because I go to movies for special effects, and the special effects were dead on. It's probably one of the first time, that most of the special effects, I basically didn't really pay much attention to. There was just a couple of special effects that I had to. I had no choice but to pay attention to. But there's most of them I didn't. I watched it as a character-driven movie, which it's on a trailer. There's this guy with a big face on a movie trailer, and he's sitting there at a bar. It's like he never said anything. That's what the special effects were. They just really blended in. So it was really strong character movie. And what I really appreciate is that there was those certain points when they acted like the original characters, and they didn't overdo it. So that was great. So anyway, I'm sitting there and I'm eating the fish, and the guy says, I don't know his name yet, James Tiberius Kirk, right? He sits there and he says, yeah, we're on a tour and we're going all around. We've been all over the country and went all these different directions. And the last He says, and the last place you always do when you're out on the road is home is always last. And I said to myself, you know what? I should have gone ahead. So just as he said that, then my man, who's the waiter, Bill, white dude, real straight haircut, right? He gets up and he says, are you driving? And I said, no. And he says, oh, because look, and all of a sudden it is thundering, storming. I didn't hear it, but it is pouring rain. And I said, I should have went on home. It's always the last stop. I said, and so, I'm a little bit, I have to play in clown. I said with my brothers a little bit, to deal with them, right? I can't be logical when I deal with my brothers, right? So I should have just gone off on a ride and hear this pouring rain. And I said, my brothers is probably laughing their ass off at me. Now I can't get home, and it is free. I can't get home. It's pouring rain, and I'm stuck in here, and now I gotta catch a cab. I can't even go to the bank, which is like a hop and skip a jump, because it is absolutely pouring rain. I'm like, oh my. So I'm sitting there, and then so what I do is, so I start watching Ian Flux, and my waiter, my friend, the cook, he comes over, Bill, comes over and gives me the remote control. So I never watch TV, so I'm enjoying it, and so I'm flipping through the channel again. I just finished watching the interview with on the Kimmel show with this guy with Tiberius Truck. Well, the guy is Kimmel because I didn't know him. So anyway, I sit there and then I flip and I see the outer space mission, right? And these guys who are in outer space concurrently are in outer space, and one of them happened to be the 60-year-old guy, right? Now and he's like, he's like flying anti-gravity, 60 years old, throwing stuff. He's like, and it's like, through space, in the cockpit, they're having fun, he's having a great time, right? And so I'm thinking, you know what? This guy is 60. How did he get up in outer space? I want to go to outer. I'm very honest. The first thing I wanted to be when I was a young child, and that was an astronaut. That was the things, it's like John Lasseter's Toy Story, Pixar's Toy Story. We had the cowboys, and then we had the soldiers, and then we had the astronauts. I was the astronaut age. So I'm not an astronaut. I call myself an Artronaut because I get to do outer space and 3D graphics. So it all panned out. But but I really wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid. But I realized that the math was probably too intense for me when I got to a certain age, but I'm wrong because all I do is computer art and math, and so it's math related. And I was actually good at calculus. I just didn't know it. I was just thought I didn't know this stuff, So I actually was good. I passed calculus and stuff like that. I didn't finish school, but I taught in school. I taught in colleges. So anyway, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, you know what? Here's a 60-year-old guy. I'm going to start training and start working out and do exercises so that I can train. I'm deciding he's 60 years old. I'm 40. I'll be 47 in a month. I could probably make it through the astronaut space program. I'm still pretty young. He's 60, and the way this guy he was doing spirals, just like James T. Kirk. When they came, it was on the trailer. So when they came back down, they was flying down there. This dude was 60, and he floating and doing backflips. Come on, if he could do it, I could do it. So anyway, just joking. So anyway, but it was. I just thought about, a great movie like Star Trek is a way to really inspire people and inspire the space program and stuff like that. I'm not into the waste of money, and I don't think they should be going all the way over to Mars and stuff like that. When they need to sweep around their own front door first. But it is inspiring.